With regards to the request from the province of Nova Scotia, go back to Sheila Quanto.
Thank you. At a special meeting of Council held on November 4th, Council passed a motion approving the sale of land encompassing the Breton Education Centre, CBRM recreation facilities, together with Lowell Cormier Avenue, to the province for consideration of $1 in exchange for relocation of community recreational assets as set out in my issue paper presented on November 4th. The purpose of the transfer of the exchange is to provide a new community health hub, including a long-term care facility, community health center, and grades 6 to 12 school. As previously communicated to Council, staff supports the request provided the province agrees to the relocation of community recreation assets as set out in my previous issue paper. The relocation of the community recreation assets shall meet the final approval of CBRM. Council is required to hold a public hearing, at which time Council will hear those in favour and those opposed to the transfer for $1. Notice was advertised in the Post on the 9th and 16th. We did receive one email regarding placement of the artificial lighting on the McKinnon's Field site. This concern will be passed on to the planning officials for further consideration. Staff is recommending to Council to pass the following motion: to sell the property identified, including Lowell Cormier Avenue, to the province for consideration of $1, provided the province agrees to the relocation of community recreation assets as set out below in my issue paper, and subject to final approval by CBRM.
Moved by Councillor Coombs, seconded by Councillor George MacDonald, to approve the recommendation as presented. Discussion on the motion. Question's been called. Council, please proceed to vote. What? You didn't have your... We'll vote and then we'll allow your comment, please. And motion is carried. Do you wish to... Yeah, Councillor Coombs.
Mr. Mayor, I want to reiterate what Sheila said. As of today, I had received no formal complaints. I did receive some complaints, informal, but they were aware of the expropriation of land, and they understood that they were getting a better deal this way than they would have had they not received if they had to expropriate. So I just want to say that. I also want to, because I brought it here to the council with regards to P3s, and I am happy that the government has changed their minds on P3s, and they'll go for a traditional build, and now I hope to change their minds on the ER, OR, and acute care beds. As well as I want to thank the group here tonight. I want to recognize that they've been here and sitting through all of this, and I want to also thank them because they've offered to do, when they have when it's fully recognized, that they will do a public session to provide information to the community. So I want to recognize all of that because that is stuff that I've brought forward to this chamber, and I want to recognize that that those things have been followed through on. So, thank you.
Well, thank you, but just in recognition, the clerk has indicated that vote is stricken. We have to go back because it is the public hearing, and we didn't do the 1, 2, 3.
Well, that's why I was...
So anyway, what we will do is, if you wish to move,
I will move
motion again, seconded. It is a public hearing on the recommendation provided by Property Manager Kalanko. The center podium is available for anyone wishing to speak for first time. For a second time, anyone wishing to speak? Mr. Cormier? If you could state your name for the record, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Lowell Cormier. I just lost the street.
Bye-bye.
But anyhow, really, I can't sit here this long and not say anything. And you know me, I got a few quips I'd like to throw out, but I won't. Because I remember sitting in your chairs and going through some of the things you've just gone through. But anyhow, Kendra, on a respectful note, this discussion here is just on a land transfer. It's not on how this thing will be built or on comments around whether, people are in favor of a community hub. But I was here in 2002, and Jim, you would have been here, I think, and Dan, you would have been here. On this side, I made a presentation on behalf of the Wellness Society for that field. It's hard to believe here that I'm back here again advocating for the acceptance of this, which I think is basically a done deal. But you're getting a sweet deal. You're maintaining all of your recreation facilities. You're having difficulty with your tennis courts as we speak. You have a turf field that is 16 years old, that is past its expiry date. You're getting a new turf field with modern technology, with a 10-year warranty, which will last, with the amount of play that's on it in our area, 20 to 25 years. You're getting a brand new tennis court. You're getting a brand new basketball court. You're keeping almost everything in the cluster. You're getting, when you come up, you have a brand new skateboard park at $250,000 just constructed. Adjacent to that will be the basketball court, the new basketball court. You have a ball hockey rink. You're going to have a new tennis court, and you're going to have the Susan Coombs workout station that's still there, and a brand new turf field, all adjacent to a modern community hub, which includes a school. You're also getting a soccer, and you're saving the walking track. It'll be a walking track around the same property, and you're getting a brand new grass field on Heelan Street, which is part of Calgary-Lance Park, but people won't consider it because it's near the ball fields. And last but not least, and I'm sure a lot of people are not considering it, but Marie would certainly be well aware of this, that when you turn the land over, after Mr. Murphy says that everything was done right, or maybe you're turning it over today and you're going to count on him. However, when you turn it over, when that school is demolished, you're off the hook for between $3 and $4 million. Enough said. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, that was the second time, so for third and final time, anyone wishing to speak to the public hearing, the center podium is available. There being no one, we come to the floor for discussion on the motion. Ready for the question? Question's been called. Council, please proceed to vote. The motion is carried with appreciation as we say bye-bye to Lowell Cormier Avenue. But hello. Thank you very much. We now move on to agenda item 7, business arising from General Committee.